Vlad the Impaler, formerly known as Son of the Dragon, but today he is Son of the Devil. His story begins with his father Dracul, ruler of Wallachia. Swearing his allegiance to the Lord, Dracul joined a Christian organization known as the Order of the Dragon. At the time, Dracul had a truce with the Ottoman Empire, but Prince Hunyadi insisted that he partake in a crusade against them in the name of God. So he did. When the Ottoman governor found out, he had Dracul and his two sons, Vlad and Radu, in prison. Eventually, Dracul was released under the condition that he paid an annual tribute and left his two sons behind as collateral. At 11 years old, Vlad was incarcerated inside the Turkish dungeon for 6 years. Presumably for their own self-interest, they taught Vlad swordsmanship, horsemanship, science, philosophy, so on and so forth. Upon Vlad's release, he discovers his father was killed by Wallachian boyars 1 year prior. Writhing in turmoil, he made a commitment to carry on his father's legacy and protect the Christian faith. Without hesitation, he pursued his rightful status that was taken by his cousin in his father's wake. While his cousin went off to fight the Ottomans, Vlad was able to obtain his position as ruler of Wallachia. However, his reign didn't last, as his cousin returned, took back the throne, and exiled Vlad for treason. For years, Vlad concealed himself within the shadows, lurking, planning his next move. The Hungarians also had beef with his cousin. He took advantage of this. Prince Hunyadi pretty much set Vlad's cousin up from the inside, to where if he just so happened to die, then Vlad could take his position as ruler again. And then Vlad killed him, successfully making him ruler of Wallachia for the second time. Multiple things required Vlad's attention, but his main focus was to retain power. Naturally, he was way more concerned about dealing with the boyars who had killed his father. He built a palace in Turgo Vista for defense against an invasion. When the palace was complete, he invited the boyars to a banquet and asked them how many rulers have they faithfully served. Of course, the boyars couldn't answer, because they don't faithfully serve rulers. They overthrow them, but not Vlad. Oh, none you say? So we're all on the same page here. Send me a postcard from hell. Shortly after, Vlad had 500 boyars impaled right in front of his palace. Any survivors simply became slaves to build his next fortress, Panari Castle, on the outskirts of Transylvania. Here, he dealt with the Saxons. Not only were they allies of the boyars, but their merchant ways threatened his authority. Oh, y'all cool with the boyars? Hey, kill them too. To their disadvantage, Vlad grew up in a Saxon town. He already knew how they operated, so he plundered their towns and had them all ruthlessly impaled. In order to further spread his influence, he constructs his last fortress in Bucharest. Around this time, the Ottoman governor had sent envoys to collect his annual tribute. The malice he harbored towards the Ottomans from his childhood did not subside. He defended his sanity the only way he knew how: war. Vlad terminated the annual tribute his father set with the Ottomans. Tribute? Tribute these nuts, homie. Come at me, bro. And they did. Preferably with about 150,000 people. Of course, this broke the current peace between Wallachia and the Ottomans. Not like Vlad cared. The massive quantity of Ottoman soldiers forced Vlad to use guerrilla warfare and scorched earth tactics. He poisoned their wells. He burned their crops. He paid diseased men to infiltrate their territory and plague their environment. Torture, mutilation, mass murder. Nothing was unfamiliar. Prior to this invasion, Vlad's younger brother Radu betrayed him. He converted to Islam and fought alongside the Ottoman governor. The governor's primary intention was to replace Vlad with his brother Radu. When the Ottoman governor showed up at Bucharest, Vlad had already evacuated, but what he did find was 20,000 of his men with their bowels spilled out from impalement. The mere sight alone destroyed the governor's morale. He just turned around. No, literally, when he saw that shit, he hauled ass. This dude real life crazy. I'm out. Although Vlad evaded the Ottomans, Prince Inyati was no longer ruler of Hungary, and King Corvinus, he didn't want beef with the Ottoman. He didn't want those problems. So instead of helping, he had Vlad in prison for over a decade. And once again, Vlad returns, reclaiming the throne, only to be ambushed and killed by the Ottoman afterwards. Vlad eventually came to be publicized with stories such as he's a demon that eats meals in front of his impaled foes. But all of this is propaganda created by his enemies. People were so afraid of him that they wanted to emphasize how harsh his methods were in a figurative way. While his methods were extremely brutal, Vlad is revered as a legend in Romania. His grotesque nature established him as an inspiration for Dracula, the legendary vampire created by Bram Stoker. That about wraps it up. If you enjoyed the video, please like it up so we can get this trending. Feel free to add information as you see fit, and let me know what you guys think about it. It's your boy Saya. I'm out.